Yeah, okay. So, in the last session, we have observed like how we need to find customer exits and how to create implementation for customer exits. Okay, today we'll see one example of creating or implementing the customer exit. And before that, we'll discuss about few important points or important things about the customer exit. Okay, so customer exit follows procedural programming approach. It is using function modules. Okay, so customer exits uses two transaction code. They are SMOD and CMOD. In SMOD, you can find the customer exits. In CMOD, you can create the project and add that customer exit to the project so that your implementation is active. As long as that project is active, so your implementation will work along with the standard code. Okay, we cannot add customer exit to more than one project. It's not going to be allowed. Okay, it will throw error if you try to add the same customer exit to another project. So it will throw error. It won't allow you to add. Okay, because customer exits has only single implementation. There is only single instance, right?
Yes, sir.
How to implement the customer exit? How to write the code inside the customer exit? So you need to find the relevant function module. Inside the customer exit, you may find multiple function modules which are starting with exit underscore, which are starting with exit underscore. So where you need to write your code, there will be a include provided by SAP, a custom include provided by SAP. So we need to double click on in that include. First time it will display some warning message. Click on enter. So it will take you inside the include program. There you need to write your code by using importing parameters of the function module. All the importing and exporting parameters of the function modules are accessible inside the include program. Okay, by using the include program, you can write your custom logic and activate the include, then add the customer exit to project in CMOD. That's it. So let's see one example. So let's create one material. First, we'll see like we'll see by we'll add some validation before saving the material. Okay. First, we'll try to create one material and we'll implement the enhancement. I'm not entering any material number. It will automatically generate, or I can also enter the material. So that it will create that material with this specific number, material number. I'll use 800. So, so what is the industry sector? Okay, we'll select mechanical engineering. The industry sector is material type. There are many material types. We'll select this finished product. Okay. So what is the difference between finished product and raw material? What is the difference between finished product and raw material?
Finished product is ready to use. Raw material.
Okay, there are different types, right? There are different material types, accessories, additionals, right? So in general, finished product is like you can take a car. Car is a finished product, right? Raw material means you can take a tire or maybe light as a raw material. or maybe steel. Steel is also raw material for the car, right? Or maybe some plastic. These are all raw materials. Finished product is a car. So material type, I am selecting finished product. Click on continue. For now, I'll just select basic data. Click on continue. Select the basic data and click on continue. What you need to enter here? We need to enter material description. So in which language it is going to be maintained in the text table, this description. Whatever I am entering here, in which language it is going to be maintained. I am entering the material description, right? So where it's going to save this material description value? In which table it will be saved? What is the text table for material?
MAKT.
MAKT, right? So this description will save in MAKT. Okay. So do you want to find what is the field of and what is the table for this material description? Place the cursor here. What you need to click? What you need to press? F1. Go to technical settings. What is the table name?
Negative.
This is the field name
MAKT.
MAKT. Okay. So this field will save in the MAKT table. Okay. What about material? Place the cursor on material and click on F1. The base table for material. Okay, looks like it is a different structure. It's a structure. So you can only find the field name. You cannot guarantee that the table name, whatever the table name here it is displaying. Check basic unit of measurement. So it is using Mara table and the field and data elements are this. Okay, enter the description. Okay, base unit of measurement. Enter unit of measurement. What are the available unit of measurements for the material? Since it's a finished product, or maybe we'll take each item, not in the kgs. We'll take each, okay, EA, okay. So click on save. These details are enough for the basic material. Click on save. EAN, what is EAN? So material MAT 800 is created, right? So now my requirement is I want to restrict few material types. So user should not be able to create material types with those restricted material types. Or you can also use industry sector. Let's say if user tried to create a material with industry sector oil and gas, it should display error. It should not allow them to create. Or if the user tried to create a material industry sector as mines, so the system should not allow them to create. Okay. So you need to implement that validation. Or if the user tried to create material with any specific material type, we need to display the error, right? So how can we do that? How can we implement that? How can we validate the data before creating the material and throw the error message? For that, we need to write one enhancement, correct? We need an enhancement, right, to implement that custom logic, that custom validation, or I need to restrict using some unit of measurement, EA. I should not allow the unit of measurement EA, right? Or I want to validate the material description should be at least 5 characters. So I need to make sure that user entered material description that should be at least 5 characters. So all these kind of different types of validations, how can we do? Are these part of the standard logic? These are our custom validations, right? Custom validations as per our requirement, right? So how can we implement these validations, these custom validations? By using enhancements, right? Is everyone clear? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is everyone able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Now we need to implement some custom validations, right? To restrict some material type or to restrict some industry sector or to restrict unit of measurement. Like, okay. So these are all custom functionalities what we need. So we can achieve these custom functionalities through enhancements only, right? So what are the different types of enhancements available? We have customer exits, baddies, and the enhancement framework. The first available option we'll see. First we'll see, is there any customer exit available? Is there any customer exit provided by SAP to achieve this functionality or not? What is our functionality? So before saving the material, we should restrict some material types or industry sectors or the combination. So if you select industry sector mechanical engineering, it should not allow you to select a finished product or finished product standard. This combination we should not allow. How to write that validation? We can achieve that through using enhancements. First see, is there any customer exit available or not? Next, if it is not available, next we have to choose a different enhancement technique. Okay. So how to find the customer exit available for this standard transaction code? MM02 or MM01. System status where. So go to system status. This is the program name. We need to find the package so that we can find all the exits available for the package. This is the program, standard program for MM01. Now go to attributes and find the package name of the program. He's slow. Okay. So what is the package? What is the package name?
MGA, sir.
MGA is the package name. So now, what is the transaction code we have to open? To find the customer exits available for material master data or MM01 transaction code, we have to go to package uh, transaction code SMOD. By using package name, we can find all the available customer exits. SMOD. Now we don't know what is the customer exit. Then what we need to do? Click on F4. In the enhancements, click on F4. Okay. So now it is displayed the list of customer exits, right? Our customer exits, it also contains user exits. So how to find the suitable customer exit for your requirement? There are multiple customer exits, right? How can you find which is relevant for your scenario? What is your functionality? What is your
Material.
functionality? To apply some custom validations, right, on material data like industry sector, material type, unit of measurement. We need to apply some custom validations, right? So there should be a relevant or supporting function modules available in the customer exit. That means that customer exit function module should contain importing parameters with the material data, what we have entered in the screen, right? Then only we can check those values and we can validate. Let's see this supplements to overall plan value or budget value. I don't know what is this. Just check what is this display the customer exit. Let's try, is there any documentation available? No documentation. Go to components. There is one function module. Double click on this. So we need to have material data as input for this function module. If the material data is available, then we can implement this customer exit. So usually functional consultants will provide you the what is the customer exit you have to implement. Also you can find it in the documentation. It will take only few minutes to find if it is available. Okay. If the customer exits are not available, we have to go to alternate techniques. I don't know, it is very slow today. So I'll show you in 2020 server till like how we find the customer exit. Okay, it's opened anyway. Okay. So what are the importing parameters of this function module? I underscore POSID, VARNT. Is there any material data, material master data like MARA, MARCI tables available in these importing parameters? where we are going to get material type and industry sector? No, right? Material data is not available. These are not relevant for the material data, correct? So this is not suitable. Go back, click on F4. So just read through the descriptions. Material master industry checks and enhancements. Material master checks and enhancements. This might be relevant for our requirement, right? Checks and enhancements. Let's click on the customer exits and let's see is that function module contains required importing parameters or not. Go to the function module. Okay, observe here. What are the importing parameters available? Mara, right? Mara is the material master data. It contains all industry sector, material type, unit of measurement, everything. So it is the standard program is passing all the material master data, whatever we have entered in the screen, to this function module, correct? Yes or no? Do we have relevant importing parameters or not for our requirement? We are getting all the
Yes, sir.
Mara data. Mara contains all this material master data, industry sector, material type, unit of measurement, and all the values. So we are getting these inputs right into this function module so that we can do that validation, correct? Yeah, here we have documentation is also available. What? So not available in English language. Or maybe check for the customer exit. For the customer exit, documentation is available. Here in go to documentation. So you can find some inputs about the customer exit. The customer exit is in function module, material update all. So, so in this standard function module, this customer exit is being called. Okay, somewhere in between this standard function module. So what is this function module? So this function module they are using to update the material number. This is the standard function module what they are using in the standard program. Where this customer exit is placed, this customer exit is placed somewhere in this standard function module. The function module checks the data for errors when the material master is updated. So you can go through this documentation and now let's implement it. So this function module is relevant for me because I'm getting material data here in the importing parameter Mara table, right? Now what we need to do, double click on the include. If it is the first time you are going to implement this include, it will show some warning. Just click on enter. It will take you to the include. Okay. Now what we need to write? For now, let's just keep a breakpoint here. Whether this customer exit is really triggering for our implementation or not, our standard functionality or not. First, we'll check that before going to implement all our code. Okay. First, we'll check whether this customer exit is triggering for material creation or not. I'll create a breakpoint here. How can you set the breakpoints? Using code break space your username. What is your username? Best, right? Best is our username. So break space username. In projects, you can use your own username. Okay, to create a breakpoint through code. It will execute for only you. Okay, for the specific user. What is the other breakpoint type? Break hyphen point. This is a static breakpoint. This will trigger for everyone.
Excuse me.
If you write this breakpoint statement in the code, it's going to trigger for everyone. Okay, and also make sure don't transport, don't release your code which is having break hyphen point statements. Okay, and and don't use breakpoints. Okay, don't use the static breakpoints break hyphen point. If you use, please make sure to remove this before transporting it to test system. Okay. If you add the breakpoint statement and release it to test system, what will happen? For every user, this breakpoint will trigger, right? Can the business users or can the functional consultants understand what is this breakpoints and debugging and everything?
No.
They cannot create any transaction. If they execute MM01, this breakpoint will trigger. It won't let you save the data. Correct? Correct? So that is the reason don't leave this breakpoint, okay? Inside your code, break hyphen point. If you click on break space your username, it won't cause any issues because it will trigger only for you. It's not going to trigger for everyone. Okay. So always, if you want to debug something, if you want to do something, some analysis, use these kind of breakpoints, break space username, so that it will trigger only for you. Even if you forgot to remove this in the code and transported it to production, it won't cause any issues. Okay. Because this will trigger for only your user ID, not for every user. Clear? This is very important. Activate the include program. So before going to implement all my custom functionality, right, I'll make sure whether this customer exit is really triggering for my functionality or not. For that reason, I've just created a breakpoint. So if this customer exit is triggering for our along with our standard functionality, it should stop here when I click on save, right? Now, so I've implemented the code inside the customer exit. What is the next step? You need to create a project, right? You need to add it to the project. What is the transaction code for that?
CMOD.
CMOD is the transaction code for the project. So usually we are not going to create new projects because there will be some project already created. So we just need to add our customer exit to that specific project. Okay. Let's assume there is no projects available and create the project. So this is material related, right? ZMM underscore project. Create the project. Provide the description. Save it. I'll save in the local object for now. Go to enhancement assignments. What you need to add here? Customer exit name, this one. MGA. Add it here. Now go to components. Is this active? Is this active? It is not
Sorry, sir.
active.
Just a
It is not active. It is inactive. What you need to do? Activate this. Okay. Now you can see this green symbol, right, for this function exit.
Sir, still the screen is in that creation only, sir. In short text only.
Which one? Is it same for everyone?
I think so.
yes, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
yes, sir.
In which
Your
transaction
screen is
code?
graphic, sir. Yes,
Sir, still it is in short text only.
CMOD, sir.
CMOD.
Now it is in
Components. Now it is in components.
components, sir.
Okay. So how to activate it? So when you assign it to the, I'll come back again. So here in enhancement assignments, you can add your customer exit name. This one. Enter your customer exit and click on enter. Now go to the components. Is it active or inactive? Your function module exit. Is it active or inactive?
The screen is still on component.
Still is same.
Yes.
The screen is distracted, sir.
Components.
Maybe it is taking time to. Let me share it again. What about now? Are you able to see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now go to the project. Not this. So this is your customer exit. So now go to CMOD and create the project. And add your customer exit here. So you can add multiple customer exits for the same projects, right? You can add multiple customer exits for the same project, correct? Can you add same customer exit to multiple projects?
No.
No, it won't
No,
allow.
sir.
It won't allow. Okay. So now go to components. Now go to components. Is it active? I've already added it. Go to components. Is that function exit active? It is not active. Okay. Let's click on activate. You can see this green symbol here. That means that function exit is active. The customer exit is active. Now go back and activate your project. Project is activated. For this, right, there is some other warning is displaying. Inactive include tables. This is not relevant. Okay, please ignore this for now. Our project is active. Now what does that mean? Our custom functionality should work along with our standard functionality. Shall we test that? Let's create a material and check. If that custom functionality is active, if our customer exit is active, that breakpoint should trigger, right? Whatever we kept inside the include program. Let's create a material mm01. We'll provide some material number. Click on enter. Select basic data is enough. Click on continue. Provide the short description, material 801, and provide the unit of measurement, for example kg. Okay, click on save. What happened? Our debugger got triggered, right? Our breakpoint got triggered in this function exit in this include program. What does that mean? When I click on save, this function is triggered so that we can implement our custom functionality here, because this customer exit is triggering when we click on save, correct? So it is in the correct place. Is everyone able to follow? Is everyone able to follow this? We'll create
Yes,
one.
sir.
It is not triggering. Breakpoint is not triggering, right? For these navigations. Now if I click on continue, it is also not triggering. When it is triggering, when I click on save, so that enhancement or that customer exit is available where that is relevant to the save action, before save action. Okay, now click on save. So when you click on locals, right, you can see all the importing parameters of this function module. Correct? These are all the importing parameters of this function module. Double click on the Mara. So here, what is MTRT? Material type. MBRSH, industry sector, right? M for mechanical engineering. So this is unit of measurement. Shall we write one validation on this? So we should restrict the user to create material type Y52L and industry sector M. Okay, shall we do that? Is this material already created? MAT 800. Is this already created? Tell me, is this material already created or we are in the process of creating it? Go and check in MM01 or Mara table. MAT 800. Is this material available? MAT 802?
No.
Because it is not yet created, right? It is not yet created. We just click on save. Now our custom enhancement is triggered, right? Now we have to write our code here, our custom validation here. What is our requirement? I should not allow industry sector Y52L and industry sector M and material type Y52L combination. I should restrict that. So MTRT and MBRSH, I should restrict this combination where material type is Y52L and industry sector is M. Click on F8. So it should complete the execution. Now we'll implement our actual logic. So it is clear, right? So the customer exit is triggering so that we can implement our logic here. So let's go to the customer exit and implement our logic. Go to this function module. Go to the include. By using these importing parameters, w underscore Mara. We have data here. You can also use all remaining importing parameters. Depends on the requirement. Change it. How to write the code? If Mara hyphen MTART equal to, what is that? Y, capital letters 52L.
L.
If the material type is this and industry sector MBRSH, right? MBRSH. If importing parameter, these are importing parameters of the function module. Please observe. W underscore Mara is the importing parameter of the function module. Equal to M. And if, what we need to do? How can we stop further processing of the standard transaction code? How can we stop further processing of material creation?
Raising an error
By
message.
raising an error message. So if you raise an error message, the further it won't proceed further. It won't save that material number. It will stop there. Okay. Write one material error message. What is the type of the error message we need to use? If you used message type yes, is it going to stop? No, it will
No.
just display the message and continue the process. Okay, what is the type of the error message? Type should be E.
E.
Activate this. So here in this place, I'm just using a simple if statement, but in general, you can write any code. You can implement select statements. Okay, don't write commit works. Okay, only commit work don't use here, but all the because the commit work should along with the work along with the execute along with the standard T code once all the operations are completed. So that's why don't use commit work inside the enhancements, database commits. Okay, now let's test this. So I'm selecting industry sector as mechanical engineering and material type as finished product. What is the this? So what is Y52L? This one 01 finished product stand. So when you go to the text table of material type, you can find it. Y52L. What is Y52L? This is this one finished product underscore stand. Okay. So click on continue. Click on save because my breakpoint is here. What happened to this? Inconsistent program load. Let's see what happened. Our customer exit, is it active? We did some changes, right? Let's check is it active or not in CMOD. So this is our project. Change it. Go to components. So this is active. Now let's try again. Create one more material. I'm not changing this. Industry sector is M. Material type is Y52L. These are text. Okay. There is some issue like there is some standard system issue earlier. Now see what does this WMRA contains? All the material master data which we entered in MM01. Right? This is the importing parameter of the function module. This function module. Exit underscore SAP LMU 0001. This is the standard program. Okay. Now let's check F5. So what is the industry sector? Y52L MBRSH is M. Now it should raise a error message. Please enter correct material type and industry sector combination. It is not proceeding further. Correct? It stopped here.
Yes, sir.
but I don't know why it is displaying this status message. This should be error message symbol, right? Anyway, the process is stopped here. When you click on save again, it won't proceed further. Okay, it will stop here. Okay, so we are raising the error message here. Clear? This is how we are going to implement this custom enhancements through customer exits. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
So if I don't want to execute my custom functionality, I want to disable my custom functionality. What you need to do? Go to CMOD, enter your project name. What you need to do? Deactivate the project. Correct? Now I have deactivated the project. Let's try and creating one more material. Now our breakpoint should not trigger. Create one material. So I've deactivated the project. So our breakpoint should not trigger in this case.
Sir, 806.
Hmm. It is created, right? The breakpoint is not triggered. The customer enhancement, the customer exit is not triggered here. Correct? What is your question, Virbabu?
Description we have give
Okay, that's
805,
okay.
right?
Yeah, in description it will allow.
Okay.
So when you deactivated the customer exit, that's not going to the whatever the custom code you implement inside the customer exit is not going to work along with the standard functionality. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll see one more example in the next session. We will also see what are the alternative enhancement techniques for customer exit, like baddies, enhancement framework we have. Okay. We'll go through each one what are the differences. Okay. So please practice this. Okay. I think you cannot add same customer exit to more than one project. So I think you guys have to practice one by one. Not everyone is able to add the same customer exit to different projects. You try to add what it will throw error. CMOD. Create one more project, GMM project 1. I'll just use PR, create. Go to enhancement assignments. This one, right? Just try to add. Click on enter. What it is saying? Already belongs to ZMM project, right? It won't allow you to add same customer exit to another project. Correct? So please practice this. Okay.